Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is Q&A December 2023. First, I wanna thank you all, my dear subscribers and everyone who has watched my videos and commented on those. Sometimes positive, or many times positive, sometimes negative, and that's okay. We're all different. That's great. And remember, my opinions are obviously my personal opinions. Yours may be different, and that is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thank you. I mean, I need to cheat a little bit because I got my year on YouTube summary. So I've had almost 8,000 new subscribers. Thank you all. Almost 2 million views. Woo, wow. And the most viewed video was about a Marshall JCM 800 2203X, which we're gonna get into soon because many people have asked that. Where is it? So thank you all. I mean, this wouldn't be possible without you. I mean, yes, I did the videos, but you were the one who watched them. Obviously I don't watch my own videos because by the time it's released, I've seen it a few times when I've edited those and filmed those. So again, absolutely fantastic. This is not gonna be this year's last video, although tomorrow I'm going for a vacation, but I have filmed a bunch of cool stuff for you that I will publish during the holidays and during my vacation. I think I deserve that. So, first a question. These are, I just kind of scrolled through. Most of the time I answer those, but then when there's a lot of same questions, then I usually, mark those and I will answer them now. So, where's the Boogie Mark V and Marshall 2203X? That's what I just talked about, my most viewed video. Boogie, I sold them both. Boogie, great amp, but I wasn't just using it because I'm so used to using my old 800s and 5150 that I've had since 90s, and I felt a bit sorry for Mr. Boogie because I wasn't for some reason, I wasn't using it. If I wanted American six tone 5150 again, that I've been using since 90s. So I sold that, and now I hope and I can know that it has a good home and it's loved and it's being played, because that's what those, I always feel bad if an amps are just in shelves and nobody's playing with them. Same with the guitars. I feel really bad when I see, like, in glass vitrines or whatever. It's like, man, those guitars need to be out. They need to be loved. They need to be played. Nobody wants to be in a glass cage, Anyway, yeah, I sold that, and then the 2203X, fantastic amp. It's a reissue amp, and it's like my old 800s. They are a bit hotter, but you crank a little bit more SD, and that's it. So I had 4, now I have only 3. So I needed more studio gear than I needed for JCM 800s. So I bought a Ferrofis Pulse 16 ADDA converter, which gives me 16 more analog ins and outs and a bunch of other stuff. So, and again, that went to a good home, I hope, and also I can know, because that was some lady from the States bought it to her nephew, if I remember correct, who is, and hopefully is still, not was, is a big fan. So yeah, they'd be really happy with that. So that's the story. I was just, 4 800s were a bit too much. 3 is fine because they're all a little bit different, and I wasn't just using the Boogie. Great amp, but so that's it. And this leads to another question, because I've done many videos of amplifiers. And for some reason, although that I say always that I have borrowed this from Musics, it's my local music store where I work every now and then as a guitar tech, setting up clients' guitars and basses. Then I get questions like, you know, you have this amp and that, and what do you think about how come you have so many amps? No, I borrow them. I mean, who needs 100 amp or 10 or 20? I mean, like, these are my amps. 3 JZM 800s, 1 JZM 2000 GSL, 80 AMP1 preamp, 1987X Plex reissue, and 5150. And then my live amp, which sometimes is here in the studio. Most of the time it's at the rehearsal place, CYHRA's headquarters or wherever. That's the Blue Guitars Amp1 Iridium. That's it. I mean, some might say that this is too much. Honestly, I'd be fine with just a bad boy, but you know. So that's that, my amps. So don't think that, well, first I wouldn't have the money to buy that many amps, and I certainly have better, if I'd have that money, I would have better use for that money than buy tube amps that I don't really need. Any mods on my amps? Bone stock, bad boy, the little brother bone stock, chasing 2000. There's been because those have had some issues. Mine had the bias drift issue and the grounding issue on the speaker out jacks. Those have been fixed, but no other. But the Zakk Wylde 800, occasionally, like now, I have a legendary Jones Mr. Scary mod in there. I'm adding just a tiny bit of gain because it's, you know, more down the stream, so the amp kind of behaves and feels differently. But I'm not really adding more gain because I still use SD1, but it just feels and behaves a little bit differently. It becomes a bit juicier. It's like with the mod, tiny amount of gain. Can't remember where I have it, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It's pretty much like these old mine, the Bad Boy and the Little Brother, which are like a bit harder than your usual, but they're the bone stock. Many amp techs have checked them out and they've always been surprised. It's a bone stock. Yeah, but how come they are so... No. And I have this one, sometimes too, I have the Mr. Scary mod also. Not now, I'm running it with the Variac, so I use that sometimes only with the Variac, sometimes only with the Mr. Scary mod, again adding a little bit, you know, gain down the stream, and sometimes both. So that's the thing, and that mod is really good because it takes like 5 seconds to unmod it and mod it. So, you know, you take the second preamp tube off, put that in, so there's 2 preamp tubes, AX7 and AG7, tighten that, rock and roll. Then you can obviously make these really high gain amps, but I just like to make the amps behave a little bit differently because there's more cascading gain stages then. Bridges and pickups and specs of my 80s ESPs. I have done videos of them all, the Mirage Custom, Mirage Deluxe and the M1 Custom, also known as Pinky. Pinky is now in Japan at ESP's custom shop because the headstock was broken. It was broken when I bought it, but I got it fairly cheap because of that. So now they are restoring it as it was when it left that custom shop factory. So I'm looking to get that back next year. So bridges and pickups. These comes with the Sinclair bridges, the ESP's original. This is a top loader, so there's no cavity, which I absolutely love. When I got this, when I did the video about this, I had a Floyd Rose, but the Floyd Rose was from that. And after a while, you know, obviously, I wanted to put the Floyd back on this custom shop, the Tom. So Tom is now in its original state. So I bought a Schaller's Lockmeister. This is like original Floyd, but I think this is better. I like it more. Couple of reasons. You know, the Floyds, I mean, mine are old. This is 20 years old guitar and the Floyd is that age. And my other original Floyds are early 2000s. At least those, they have that under this, you know, piece. There's the metal or like a plate, which usually after a certain amount of time it falls off. And that's a pain in the ass. So, I mean, this one, I think it's missing too. So, these Lockmeisters, it's one piece. There's no hole behind. They made it so it's just fantastic and feels a little bit smoother and it just feels better to me than original Floyd. It could be because these are new and my original Floyds, like I said, they're 20 years old. So maybe if I buy a new Floyd nowadays, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, shallow Lockmeister. And because this is top loader, I'm able to have the drop tuner here. Now it's dropped. Now it's standard. Absolutely love it. And I have the FU tone stuff on all of my Floyd guitars, except this one. This is the only one that has the bone stock, you know, stuff. I've replaced some of the springs because they just worn out, because it is old guy. This goes down and up, but all the others, I have a big L brass block, the red springs, the stopper, and this one. It just makes these like really bloom, and I can rest my hand and pick really hard without going, and I can do double stops. You know, because with the floating Floyd, if you do double stops, the bridge can go this, and then this string will go, you know. So yeah, and I can do the drop because you know, in CYHRA we use both, and it's just like, oh, next song drop, no problem. Oh, next one not in drop, no problem. I don't need to tune because I just do this. So I love it. And this one has EMG 81, S and S. One tone control, one volume control. The volume control was here. It's on my way, the worst place ever, and I don't need tone control. So I remove the volume here, and then your normal 5-way pickup switch. No boost or anything. This has stainless steel frets, which were put by the previous owner, Nick. Thank you again for selling me this dream guitar. This has been my favorite guitar ever since I bought it. This is just amazing. And the radius. When I did those videos, I thought that these were 12-inch radius, because this guitar came with a, you know, your old school shallow bridge that Nick has put in there, which I still have, and it had the shim. So, you know, without the shim, it's 12-inch. With the shim, it's 10-inch. Your Floyds. And one thing more about the Lockmeisters, now you can buy these in different radiuses, so you don't need to shim these anymore. They sell these in 16, 14, 12 and 10. This is 12 and the nut is 10. They sell these nuts also in different radiuses. So I always like if the radius is 16, this is 16, I measured. So I have this, borrowed this from my friend, measuring tool. And it's 16 all the way, the radius. So this one, the previous bridge, this one, I had a shim in there. Now it doesn't have, because this is flat too. So when I bought this was at Music's, and I just grabbed it, bought it, and then, so I assumed that there is a shim. But there wasn't, and I was like, and I measured, oh, this is, because this is 12-inch. Oh, this is 12-inch. Okay, so let's put that in there. And I was like, yeah, feels really good. And then I measured this. When I put it here, it leaves a tiny amount of space in the middle, which means that this is more straight than 12. This is 16-inch all the way, like the Deluxe. So that's the radius. And I like, if and when now the radius is 16, I like the nut to be 10, because it's easier then for me to bend here. I can have the strings very low and the strings don't go under my fingers. And here, same thing, because I like to bend a lot. So the strings are a little bit like this, although the radius is almost flat. But it feels really, really good. So, and obviously these are personal preferences. Someone might like a 16-inch bridge with a 16-inch. That means that it's basically bone flat. And I would assume that it's a bit harder to bend. I like the strings go like, they don't go under my finger. So that is the thing, the specs. So all of these have shallow Lockmeister. Now, not the original shallow, which is a bit different, but this Lockmeister, which is exactly like original Floyd Rose, because you know, Schaller was the company, or Floyd Rose, the guy, worked at Schaller when he developed this. Then he moved to the States and founded Floyd Rose. So this is the original Floyd Rose. So those are the specs. 16-inch radius, 12-inch radius bridge, 10-inch radius nut. EMG pickups, no boost. Okay. Let me go through these all. This is the same. Same bridge, same radius. This has a booster, but this was here when I bought this guitar. And I forgot to mention one thing about this Mirage Deluxe. So this one has like a cavity that I needed to sand a little bit bigger, because it was made specifically for the Sinclair trem. So I just, you know, cut the wood a little bit. And then what I did is I shimmed the neck, because this isn't neck through. So Stumac neck shims. So I raised the neck a little bit up so that I could raise the bridge. So now this is basically a top loader. So it rests on top, and by doing that, why I did that, I wanted to have the drop tune on here also. So now it's drop, now it's not. You know, because if this would be mounted here in the cavity, I couldn't do this, or then I would have needed to carve out a piece of wood for the drop tuner, which I kind of didn't want to do. But you know, that was a great solution. So just shimming the neck so that it goes up, then I was able to bring the bridge up. So now it's basically a top loader, and you know, having the stopper here, so it's now like exactly like my Mirage Custom. Some of these Deluxes came as top loaders. This one obviously didn't. I think the Mirage Customs, some of them, most of them are top loaders without a cavity, but I've seen some with the cavity too. So I always prefer without the cavity, so it's top loader, so I can add the drop tune and you know. But this was such a good deal and such a great guitar and such a good condition that and I wanted to have a black Deluxe, so I bought it because I knew that I'll be able to fix it like I want with the shim, because this is a bolt-on neck. So that's that. Man, I keep forgetting things. One other thing is about the pole pieces. So these are the Sinclair pieces. I didn't drill any extra holes or anything. So I like this one. This is where the Sinclair, so at least a shallow Lockmeister fits perfectly to the old Sinclair. Just there and rock and roll. No need to do anything else. And this one, which isn't a real ESP, I've had this guitar for 20 years, but I just sanded everything and the lacquer off, and then, you know, reinstalled, put everything together, put this pick guard here. All of these pickups are mounted to the body, but this is just for the looks. No booster, nothing. EMG S and EMG 81. One volume here, and it's not on my way. This definitely isn't on my way. But it's really nice to have it here, because then it's just almost like on a Les Paul. FU tone stuff, same stuff. Hopefully that clarifies the thing with my vintage ESPs. The pinky is the same. that's now in Japan. Yeah, pickups 81 and S, and the deluxe that has SA. That was there when I bought the guitar. But all the others, you know, the Pinky 81 and S. And then one thing you've been asking a lot is, where do I get the drums on my songs, on those intro songs? Well, I've done a video not so long time ago, like Beginner's Guide to Home Recording. And there I show how I do it. And it's a drummer called Devin James who plays drums on my forthcoming third solo album. It will be out next year, 2024. Still negotiating timelines with the cup because there's different record labels in Japan and in Europe. So he programs also really good drums. He's an amazing drummer, and so I'd say 99%, 90% maybe of the drums are from Devin's, you know, drum MIDI packages that he sells on his website. And then obviously, if I have something, you know, really specific in mind, I just find a beat that is close enough, and then I edit it myself. I mean, drums were my first instrument back in the day, so I can play a bit drums too. So it's not as hard to me to edit them like on maybe to someone who hasn't never played drums or don't know how to play drums. So that's it. And then sometimes I have used Alex Landenberg, our CYHRA's drummer, his drums, because I mixed the last album, and he recorded some beats and stuff that we didn't end up using. So sometimes I've used those on some of my songs, and actually on a couple of songs the drums are from CYHRA songs. I'm not gonna tell you why, because I don't remember, but I just like, okay, I'm gonna write a song based on this beat. And then, so yeah, Devin James or Alex Landenberg, or then Ade Larsson, another Swedish great drummer who fills in for Alex when he's on tour with Camelot. Well, also we're on tour with CYHRA, if those, you know, goes. And Ade actually filled in Alex for Camelot on their last US tour, because Alex became a father of two, you know, boys, which is fantastic. So yeah, those three drummers, and the MIDI drums from Devin's company Iron Stronghold Productions. And next year, when the album comes out, we've been talking with Devin that because you've been asking a lot that could I do backing tracks of the songs I have on my videos and on my solo album. So I talked with Devin. Since he plays the drums on the album, he's gonna most likely, this is still under discussion, but I think we're gonna do a drum MIDI pack of the songs from that album. The songs are all, they've been on my YouTube videos. They're those 80s style songs, and all of them have vocals. So I have just rewritten them with the vocalists. There's different vocalists. So yes, will be a drum MIDI pack for those songs, and maybe I will also, because I played the bass also on the album, maybe we'll include the bass in there also, so you can then jam along. Tablatures, people been asking. I don't really. It's yes, obviously I can read and stuff, but it's just because I never really play things the same way twice. Obviously they're close, but I'm always, and many of the solos are improvised or partly improvised. Some are, obviously the harmonic melodies are written, but we'll see about the tabs. Maybe if someone does them for me, because I'm not very good at putting on paper what I do. I mean, I know theory, I know everything, and I read, you know, notes and stuff, but I just play what I hear. So we'll see. Anyway, drum MIDI at least, and the bass track, so you could jam along. It's not set in stone, but I will announce it probably when the album comes out. So I think that was, yeah. One question is, how do I do the pinch harmonics? Well, I just do them. Obviously it's a technique. I've done a video about harmonics, different harmonics, including pinch harmonics, and how you can practice them, how I practiced them, and how you could do them. I'll put a link of that video into the description below, so you can see that. I think that's it for now. And one last time, thank you. Merry Christmas if you celebrate one. If you don't, happy holidays. And like I said, I've done videos now that I will post when I'm on vacation. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching all the other videos, subscribing, commenting, and thank you. There's people that have sent me those super thanks. You know, that's like money. That's like awesome. So thank you all for that also. Anyway, until next time, take care, be nice to each other, and yeah, bye.